video shows the average country's heights from smallest to largest in the world. There's both male and female on this list, so let's find out what country is the smallest and what country is the tallest. Starting things off at rock bottom, we have the Philippines, where the average height in the Philippines for a woman is 4'10" and a male is 5'4". That is crazy small. And as we can see, Indonesia is not far behind, with 4'11" being their average female size and 5'4" being the average male. 4'11" for the average female size is actually incredibly small. I didn't actually realise that. I'm 6'2", so I would imagine them to be like here. That would probably be where they are. And that's average. That's the average female height. I could put my arm on their forehead like this. I could just rest on them. I could rest on the average female height of Indonesia. That's crazy. And it's only going to get crazier from here. Right now, my predictions is the tallest country is going to be the Netherlands, but we'll see. The average height for a girl in Peru is 4'11", whereas a man is 5'4.5 inches. Then as we can see, moving on to Vietnam, the women are 5'2 inches. Oh no, that's wrong. 5'02 inches, so just about 5 foot, whereas the men are 5'4.5 inches. India comes in at 4'11" for the females and 5'5" pretty much for the males. Then Tanzania and Bolivia are up next. I don't know if you guys use meters or feet, but I'm going to use feet for this video. This is quite surprising. South Africa, okay. South Africa's average height for the females is 5'2", but for the men it's 5'6". I thought South Africans were quite tall, so I'm surprised to see them this low on the list. Malaysia and Mexico are next up with pretty much the exact same height for both of their male and females. That's actually really, really cool. And the same with Thailand. That is sick. They're all the exact same average height. This must be wrong. There is no way. Egypt's average height for a male was 5'6'5". I thought all Egyptians were giants. Like, that's how they built the pyramids. They were all massive and they could pull these things along. They were so strong. Why are they so small now? What happened in their evolution? Their females are pretty much average height. I mean, 5'2", that's pretty much average around the world. I think the average is 5'4", but that's crazy to me. Up next, we've got Costa Rica. They've got smaller women, but the exact same sized men. Then Ghana, 5'7" is the average height for males, and 5'25" is the average for female. And now comes some Middle Eastern countries with Qatar and the UAE. They're moving on to China. Why do they have masks on? No, that's so funny. Even though in China, most Chinese people walk around with masks because of the pollution, and they've actually incorporated it in the video. That's really funny. Anyway, the average female for them is 5'25", and the average male is 5'7'3". Then Japan is a little bit taller, and Kuwait is also a little bit taller than that. Singapore up next, with the women being 5'3" inches and the men being 5'7.7". So it's getting a little bit taller now. Now getting on to Portugal. Woo! Their females are literally the average height of the world, 5'4". I think, don't quote me on it, but I think the average for females is actually 5'4". And then the men is like 5'9", so Portugal are nearly perfectly on the average. Brazil's men are the same height, but their women are a bit smaller, and Albania's men are a bit taller than Brazil's, and their women are too. Now South Korea, the average woman is 5'7", which is really cool, and the men are 5'8'5", which surprises me because I thought South Korea would have been quite small, to be honest. I don't know why, South Korea doesn't really give me tall vibes, they give me small vibes. Greenland, Tunisia and Turkey up next, where they're all pretty much the exact same size, being 5'3" to 5'8'5". Argentina has also joined that category, but their women are a little bit smaller. Now this is where I believe we're going to see a massive increase in size, because we've got Romania now. Romania is 5'4" average for the women and 5'8'8" for the males, and then Russia is a little bit taller, which is surprising. I thought Russia again would be way higher up on this list. Now moving on to Europe, we've got Spain, Italy and Greece all around about the exact same size, and Poland is a little bit taller, which is kind of cool. I mean, Europeans seem to be averagely sized. It's now the United States' turn, where the average male is 5'9'6". Surprising. I again thought they'd be a bit taller, but they're pretty much the exact same as Poland, which is kind of cool. Moving on to Israel now, where their women are a little bit smaller, but their men are the same size, whereas Ukraine are the opposite. Their men are taller and their women are taller also. The average size for a man in Belarus is 5'10", and a woman is 5'3", and Ireland is also 5'10", but their women are average 5'5". This is surprising to me. The UK's average man's 5'10". There's no way. There's no way that's true. I see so many small people in the UK. There is no way our average is 5'10". I just refuse to believe that. If it says it's true, it says it's true. Canada are a little bit... Well, no, actually, Canada's the exact same as the UK. And Switzerland are also the exact same. I thought Switzerland would be like top 5. That's crazy. North Macedonia are a little bit smaller in the women department, but the same on the men. But Slovakia have the tallest people so far. But then Australia turns up. What? 5'10.4" for their men is crazy tall for an average. France's men are 5'10.4" and the women are nearly 5'5", and then Czechia, oh my god, you have some tall women, 5'6". That is crazy. Croatia's 5'3", and they're the exact same as Norway and Sweden. These European countries love to group together. And now we have Germany. That's also the exact same as the other 3. Slovenia enters, and it's also the exact same as the other 4, and the same as Finland. All of these countries are exactly the same. But now Latvia comes up and has taller men and taller women, and Denmark comes with taller men but smaller women, just by about ½ an inch. Denmark and Estonia have the exact same heights, whereas Bosnia and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. I'm going to be so rare. I always butcher it. They've got tall men too. We're approaching the average height of 6 foot, which is crazy to me, considering most people in the world are nowhere near 6 foot. So an average height of a country to be over 6 foot would be absolutely insane. I'm sticking to Netherlands being the tallest, but as we can see, Iceland and Serbia have the exact same metrics, but Belgium also have the exact same metrics, and the tallest country is the Netherlands! The average female height is 5'6'5", which is crazy tall, and the average man is 6 foot. 6 foot! That's insane! That means walking around, the average man would be about here. Do you know how mad that is? I'm used to like looking around and looking over people. I would barely be above average. That's mental! So the Philippines is the smallest country, with their women being 4'10" and their men being 5'4". Whereas the Netherlands have 6 foot average men and 5'6'5" average women. I don't know what they're feeding people out in the Netherlands, but whatever it is, I want it, I need it, I want to get taller. Anyway, that's about it. Bye, subscribe.